And our goal is to let young girls know that their body is a gift from God. They are fearfully and wonderfully made. A lot of these girls, they haven't been taught about their bodies and how it works. So one of the videos that we show explains to them how God created their body. It kind of explains how things work. We live in a society today where they have pressure from TV, the internet, the music that they listen to. There are some young ladies that have not known about the value of their body and this precious gift that God has given them, and how to live a virtuous lifestyle. One of the main things that I want to bring home to them is their actions and what they do is really going to depend on one thing, and it's going to depend on what their relationship and status with the Lord is. If their ultimate goal in life is to please God and to honor God, they will make the choices to honor God with their body because they know that they will please God. If they don't have a strong relationship with the Lord, or even if they don't, some of the girls don't know the Lord. While I'm there, I put that little nugget in there. If you don't know the Lord, you can. It's my favorite part. I get to talk one-on-one with the girls. I was packing up to leave. I had walked out of the building and was going to my car, and they followed me out to the car and they were just telling me how that they really enjoyed the conversation that we had had, and how they were planning on finishing school and going to college and doing these things rather than pursuing those physical relationships with men. And they gave me hugs and they acted like they didn't want me to leave. It was the most precious thing because I knew that what we had done and what I had said meant a lot to them.
I want to be a part of my kids' life. My stepfather raised me. That's the only father I know. And to me, that's my father. He died in '97. And my real father stayed a block away from me and didn't speak to me till I was 30. After the birth of my daughter, Demar, she had been in the hospital for 4 months. She was born 5 months early. She stayed in the neonatal unit for 4 months, and it was kind of hard on me because I was back and forth to the hospital, so I was unemployed. I didn't really have anywhere I could turn. So I came to the Coastal Pregnancy Center to see if I could get some help. I think one of the best things that I learned from Coastal Pregnancy Center and talking one-on-one with Miss Susie is I had to learn how to deal with the loss of my daughter, because at the same time when my daughter was born and put in the neonatal unit, I lost a child on the same day. Where she's helped me to get past it. I can't even say get past it, help me to, I guess, to carry it. That's the way I gotta look at it, to carry it, because it's always gonna be with me. She's always gonna be with me. The day's her birthday. Today's the day that she died, so that's... Growing up, you see a lot of things, especially when you grow up in poor communities like I grew up. You see good, you see bad. Like I said, I'm honest about myself. I'm no way perfect. I got in a lot of trouble when I was younger. And sometimes the trouble that you get into when you're younger carries on with you when you get older. They helped me to overcome some of those barriers that I got from the things that I did when I was younger, and help other people to see me for who I am now and not for who they may have thought I was then. To be quite honest, it was people at Coastal Pregnancy Center that found me the job I work at right now. So that was a blessing in itself, and you wondering how they help. I'm a perfect example of it right here.
Right after the abortion, that's when I was thinking about, harming myself. And I mean, I was just hurt. I felt like no one was there. I had a bottle of Advil in my pocketbook, and I got it out and I opened it up, and I was just staring at it and saying, I'm about to take this whole bottle and just go to sleep and be with my child. And next thing I know, I just hear this voice saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Well, when I was 15 years old, you know, that's when I started having sex with my boyfriend at the time, and at 16 I ended up pregnant, and I was scared. I couldn't even tell my own parents I was so scared, but his mother had to tell them. It was just a bad experience. I didn't want it to happen. My parents forced me to get it, but I mean, I had to do what they said to my parents. The father of the child didn't want it to happen either, so that was even worse. So 10 years, it was just bottled up all inside, and I knew one day if I didn't get the proper help that it might turn into something bad. I might act out on somebody or even my own children. 10 years and it still hurts. A lot of people just don't know about the effects of abortion on women. And when I just hear people talk about calling us murderers and stuff like that, I mean, it just, they don't think before they talk.
When I was 17, I got pregnant. I was about to enter my senior year of high school and ended up having an abortion, and spent years and years dealing with that, dealing with the guilt and the shame, the condemnation. I'm able to sit there and listen, having experienced that and been through that. I can understand where they're coming from in a way that maybe the other volunteers are not able to. And so it's always an instant connection. It is such a safe place. It's just me and this other person, and it's just been a privilege to be able to walk through this study with these women. I mean, they share their stories, and you know, I'm able to sit there and listen, having experienced that and been through that. I can understand where they're coming from.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, oh no, I can't do this, you know, and the baby father was like, I can't do this either, you know. And at that time, I felt for a moment that might be an option, not to go forth with it. When I first found out that I was pregnant with Natalia, it was a time when it was really dark in my life. I lost my mother, and in July of 2011, I lost my grandmother. They passed away about a month apart away from each other. I literally cried for a whole month. I was angry at God. My faith was dwindling. The first day I walked into the pregnancy center and I met Angel, who was like an angel to me. Oh my goodness. Sitting with Angel, she told me about the redemptive power of Jesus Christ and what he did for me at the cross. And it took me a long time to kind of come to terms with it, because I felt like I also betrayed him at the same time. But she helped me to come to grips with it. One day, I went to go get my ultrasound and I heard a little sound that the lady told me was the heartbeat, and it was so unreal. I said, okay, how could I have even thought about anything like that? Then I found out that I tested positive for Down syndrome. With the idea of having a Down syndrome baby, that was a girl. The idea did pop into my head again, you know. Do I want to bring a child into this world like that? But everything that I sat with and talked with Angel about, took me back to. Let his will be done. And then on August the 25th, I gave birth to a 10-pound, 4-ounce baby girl who was healthy, who didn't have any kind of birth defects or anything, and she's been dear to me ever since. She's a gift. She's an absolute gift, and I don't think that I would have been able to appreciate that if it wasn't for the Pregnancy Center and Angel.
It all was like eat.
Yeah.
Senior year ECU, and my last day of school, I found out I'm pregnant again. We were just one happy family.
What?